wanted to make a short video on how to earn more house prestige and house experience for our house. I've been asked by a couple people how to farm this more effectively and how to earn more of this house XP and stuff so we can get our level up. Basically, the best thing to do, man, for XP and prestige is to farm dailies and fief quests. So for dailies, right, you hit the L key, the weekly, or not really the dailies, but the weekly quests, right? You're farming these, so these are like one house XP or one house prestige and 100 XP for this one. Some of them might be a little bit different amounts or whatever, but farming these farms for the XP for our house and farms the prestige for our house doing these. These are like just playing the game, like doing the battles, the sieges and stuff to unlock these things. This is pretty simple, right? But to get the most, you pretty much need to be farming fief quests out on the map. So when you click on the different houses or fiefs throughout the map, right, you have the fief quests here. You pretty much want to be doing 3 stars or better. So these 2 stars are kind of but it tells you what they give you when you complete them. Like this is what you need to complete the quest, and this is what it's going to give you right here whenever you complete the quest, right? So like for instance, this 2 star one right here, 150 honor, 80 XP, and 4 prestige, right? And it's going to give you a blue level unit kit, right? So this is good for farming unit kits if you go out and do these quests. But the higher level ones that you do, the better stuff they give you. Like for instance, down here, right? Like there's a 5 star one. Like that's the best you can get, right? So that's 12 house prestige for just completing this one. 240 house experience, 400 honor, and it gives you a an epic level kit. So plus 2 regular level kits for completing this one. Obviously, the higher the stars, the more difficult they are to get. But I try to do all 3 stars and better. I try not to do any 2s and 1 stars. I try to do as many 3 stars and better as I can. You can only do 20 in a week, so keep that in mind. Like I think it resets. It's every Monday for me. I don't know what time, but it's every Monday it resets, and you can do up to 20 in a week. So you want to keep that in mind. So that's why I always try to do 3 stars and better, because you have a whole week to get it done, right? But what I like to do is try to find like multiple good quests in an area. So like I know there's a 5 star here, right? So then I'm going to click on the ones that are near it, and I'm going to be looking for good ones. Nothing here. That way when I make the trek down there, because it takes time to get down there, like I'll probably do this granite one, right? So I'd probably bring granite with me in my wagon. I would bring whatever this one was, marble with me in my wagon. I don't do the rebel ones very much because of what they ask for. It takes a long time to farm these rebel things. Like if you just like killing rebels, then go for it if you have this kind of stuff. But I pretty much skip the rebel ones because it's time consuming killing the rebels. But I would probably make sure I'm bringing this limonite with me to knock this one out and this one in the same trip down there. All right, but then I'm looking at like this one here, so I'm probably going to bring granite with me to do that one. Um, yeah, nothing here. And so here's one. Well, those are rebel ones. Hunters are rebel ones too. But so I'm probably going to go do those. And then, but anyways, I'm going to get all my stuff together, right? Like I'll probably travel here, get all my stuff together in my wagon, or if your home base is at our hometown, right? Then you get your stuff together in your wagon there. Probably go to Keffenberg and like teleport here. But then I'm going to make my trek down there. But I'm doing this all around the map, so I'm looking for high level quests. Right? There's nothing here. Some cities, some fiefs have them, some don't, and that's pretty much how I'm doing it. Oh, here's a real good one, right? So here's one trip, and I can knock out 1, 2, 4 stars, right? If I'm going over here to this town, and then I'm looking. So in the same trip, I can knock out more of them, right? But while I'm out doing that, so that's something else to talk about. While I'm out doing that, how I get these, I'm farming while I'm in these areas, right? So I'm coming to these areas to drop off the quest stuff, but while I'm here, like once I've emptied my wagon, I'm farming these low price farming zones. These are actually a lot of gray ones. I don't particularly like to farm those very much, but I'm always looking for usually blue or better. Sometimes I'll hit green, depending on how cheap they are. I mean, well, 9,000 for a blue is average in price. Like these are pretty cheap greens, 2,000. Right, blue at 3,000. See, this is good cheap farming area here. If you're in our own territory, like this green territory, which is perfect, it's real cheap because you're not paying the taxes on it, right? Because that's our territory. But as you can see, these guys took this spot from us, so look at that, 12,000 to farm that. It's crazy expensive. So I'm pretty much ignoring all that kind of stuff. I'm not farming anything at that price. That's ridiculous. But I am looking around the map for these cheaper areas, especially if they're near where I can turn in my fief quest. So I'm turning in the fief quest, and then while I'm there turning in the fief quest, I'm farming the areas around them. 6,000 for a green level is expensive. It's not good. These are all pretty expensive around here. I don't know if we're considered hostile towards these folks or what, but if you notice, like if it's green here, like if you're looking at this and the tax rating, right? Like places we're neutral to, they're at 100% tax rate. Right, if we're friends to them, it's obviously cheaper. But if we're hostile, then they jack those taxes up on you. So you don't want to farm those areas. Those are ridiculously expensive areas to farm. But something that you should be doing first is checking the fief quests on our home city, right? Because the fief quests, so we have 2-3 stars on our home city. I would even consider doing the 2 stars on your home city, because when you do the quest for your home city, that's when this part comes into play, these other rewards. You start to get this stuff on top of it. So for instance, this 3-star cowhides right here, 8,000 cowhides fief quest, gave the 270 honor, the 160 house experience, the 8 prestige, and it also gave me an extra 135 honor and an extra 8 prestige for the house. So that was 16 prestige for the house for doing this one, right? So it's big to do the ones on your own fief first or city first. I would even consider doing 2-star ones on your home one, actually, because that's 6, that's 12, so it'd be 12 total prestige for our house doing even the 2-star, which I know they're rebels, but yeah. Another thing to consider when doing the ones for your house is you're leveling up our fief, right? So when this bar gets all the way up, we would go from level 3 to level 4, right? So the more people that turn in quests in this fief, the higher the house level gets, and then the more people can come. Like for instance, our house can make optimal mortars, right? People would come here to make optimal mortars, but they can't currently make optimal mortars here because our fief level is 3, right? But if you look here, where are we at? Down towards the bottom there, I can't scroll over and go down, but down towards the bottom there, required fief level 7 to make the optimal mortars. So just because it says it can make optimal mortars here, it doesn't mean you actually can. We would have to actually reach the fief level to 7 to get people to come here to make optimal mortars. And then when people come here and make optimal mortars, they spend silver doing it, and that silver goes to our house because we own the fief, right? Same with these crossbow kits. Like people can't come here and make them because it says required fief level 6, and we're only fief level 3, so we're not getting any income from people coming here making these things. But yeah, so earning this prestige part right here, right? That's all about that number comes from your weekly quests, this prestige here, and it's going to come from farming fief quests, right? So remember, you get 20 per week, right? The higher levels you do, the more you're going to get. So keep that in mind. Now, some of them can be pretty difficult to get, but I'm pretty much farming, just going around farming. I'm always looking for cheaper places to farm, cheaper areas, which they've gotten a little more expensive since the last territory war we did, because I think we're hostile towards some of these folks now. But you can still find some cheap areas, especially if you've got your lions up and you can kind of teleport around to like